welcome to On Deck here on the Finns Talk Sports Network. Here on it's a little rainy up and down here in Florida, hot as heck though. But baseball's, we got baseball. We're in full swing. We just, we're June 3rd. Happy early July 4th to everybody. June 3rd, so full swings for baseball. Uh, Unfortunately, my team's not looking too good right now. Kind of hit of a slump, mid-season slump. So hopefully we can get over that. But got some good, a lot of good news coming up. That just recently happened in baseball. Some good prospects getting called up. Some teams playing pretty well. James Wood, who was a big piece of that Juan Soto deal from the Nationals to the Padres, he made his debut. Was it Sunday? I want to say it was. He made his debut. It's 1 for 7, 6'7" outfielder with the Nationals. Had a pretty good minor league stat line, batting 353 total with 10 home runs this year and a 430 on base percentage, 403, excuse me. That was a big call up, and that was one that was probably the next gonna hit. That I've been seeing. I didn't really jump on him early in the year, but I've been seeing that he's been raking in the minor leagues and was just waiting for that call up, and definitely with the Nationals not being contenders this year and probably not even making the playoffs this year, that they're moving on to that youth movement, that they're just trying to jumpstart that. So obviously it's going to take some time. We've seen in the past, like Jackson Holiday, struggle right off the bat, and he got 1 for 57 and had to get sent back down. So there could be a point for James Wood where he struggles. You have to send him back down for some seasoning. And it's probably, I'm never against it. Get him some ABs in the major league. And if he's not, doing well, send him down. It's not a demotion. It's just to reset him. Baseball is a very, routine game. Reset him. Derek Jeter got sent down, and look what happened to Derek Jeter. We had another call up. Brooks Lee got called up by the Twins. He's shortstop, second baseman. Shortstop, second baseman, could see some time at third. Has enough arm strength to play third, so we'll see if he gets some time at third with the Twins, as they do have Royce Lewis, but Royce Lewis has been off injured, so did recently just make his return after opening day just recently, so we shall see with Royce Lewis, but Brooks Lee is playing third tonight and batting eighth. So that will be that's a good call. This is a guy who got drafted out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and all the scouts were saying he's got a advanced approach at the plate. And I've seen him in person, and I do not disagree. This guy's a well-seasoned ball player, well advanced over his age. A guy when I saw him in high school, he was much more advanced than everybody on the field. And this kid, he's the son of a college coach, and that's he was getting looks out of high school to get drafted, but his dad's the coach of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and he wanted to play for his father, so he ended up honoring his commitment and going to San Luis Obispo. I think it was a guy I could see coming up. Could just advanced approach, can play him all around the infield. So I think that's a good call up for the Twins. Who are right in the heat of the middle of things in the AL Central. We got the future All-Star game, which is stacked this year with some pretty high profile guys. Obviously, Brooks Lee was in that game. Probably won't be in it anymore. I'm really for me, I'm really enjoying seeing some of these young players come in here, have a good impact, and for me, I enjoy watching this future all star game because majority of these guys do get time. Marcelo Mayer with the Red Sox is another guy, another high Southern California shortstop who high draft pick with the Red Sox is another guy. He's got sometimes he's so I saw him when I was scouting and he was in high school. It's so easy for him. It looks like he doesn't care. But he's another guy who could see some time this year. Uh, Colson Montgomery was another big piece of the. He's a big piece of the White Sox organization, and in the future, Dylan Cruz also. Uh, for me, Dylan Cruz is a guy College World Series champ with teammates with Paul Skeens is the guy we could see come up uh, in the near future. I mean, he's starting to pick it up, so for me, I could see him getting a call up. And we also have Ethan Salas, who was has made his debut as a 17-year-old and was on the spring training roster with the Padres, and he's moving through the system nicely. Uh, yeah. I mean, I enjoy this. I mean, I guess me being a scout, I enjoy seeing these young players. Not everybody does, but I enjoy it and seeing them coming through the system. Some guys, I mentioned Dylan Cruz is one guy I really think could be another player getting a call up soon. I mean, he's starting to pick it up. He's got, he's seasoned. He played a couple years of college ball, so it's definitely a guy who's not just fresh out of high school. He's a little older, but I could definitely see him come up. Marcelo Mayer's another one, and that shortstop position is kind of wide open for the Red Sox. And Rhett Lauder's a guy that I'm really high on too, pitcher from Wake Forest, who if not a lot of people watch college baseball. People do, he went toe to toe last year in Omaha with Paul Skeens, ended up, giving up one run. Skeens didn't give up a run, but he went toe to toe. Was the 7th overall pick. So he's another guy I could see with the Reds getting a call up here soon. Harry Ford's another one who, he's in Double A right now with the Mariners. Could see it getting a call up. Guy I like is Spencer Jones, but the problem right now with Spencer Jones is he's got a high strikeout rate, which is not good. But I mean, if you're looking at the future All Star game right now, we're seeing some of these guys, some of these draft guys, if we're getting the call up and they're hanging and not missing a beat, which is very surprising. Paul Skeens, who's 4-0, obviously the number one pick last year, 4-0 with 52 innings pitched, 70 Ks, and he's had two very quality starts his last two outings against, and one of them was against the Braves. Double check his stats against the Braves. What did he go 2-1? I think this is just double checking his stats. I know he went 6 innings against the Braves. Against the Braves, he went 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run with 9 Ks. This guy's just racking up the Ks, and the velo on Skin stuff, it's not just fast, it's got good run and it's moving. So it's not, we're not seeing a guy who's maybe missing a step when he starts coming up, seeing this big league hitting. He pitched good against the Dodgers, where we saw him the first couple starts, pitch against the Cubs who were struggling, pitch against the Reds who were struggling, and, getting an injury bug. He faced the Dodgers, had a very good start, got the no decision. He faced the Braves with another phenomenal start and got the no decision. And, I love seeing it. I like him. just hearing everything about him, I like him as a person and as a ball player, a guy that the Pirates can market, which Pittsburgh is a historic baseball town, historic baseball franchise. They also got another guy, Jared Jones. So they got two young pitchers with the Pirates. So we're seeing we're seeing some for me. We're seeing some rookies who are having some solid years. Imanaga with the Cubs is another guy who's 7-2, 85 innings pitched, 84 Ks with the 3.7 ERA, 3.07 ERA. He was another guy who he was untouchable there for a while. It finally he finally got hit up a little bit, but he's still holding on with 7-2. You got Luis Gil, who's 9-4, pitched the most innings he's pitched so far, who's still qualified as a rookie with 89 and 2 innings, 107 Ks, 3.41 ERA. Now, for Gil, who was looking from June, on from May to June, that time he was looking rookie of the year, could have been a Cy Young guy. Now he's starting to hit a bump, and maybe that's because he's thrown. He had this Tommy John, and now he's the innings is starting to catch up for him. But we shall see. Hopefully they pick it back up. The Yankees definitely not playing too good right now. And then another guy, Wyatt Langford, he's batting 261 with a 325 on base percentage with 4 home runs. Did hit for the cycle just the other day. Is another guy we're seeing. He was right there, playing college baseball at the University of Florida. So we're starting to see these draft guys move up into the system quick, move up quick, and start making impacts. Skeens last year, Langford last year. I think Louder will get a call up here shortly. In my opinion, what the hell do I know? But that's just me guessing. But these are guys who are playing Division I baseball. I do want to throw out congratulations to University of Tennessee for winning the College World Series, beating Texas A&M. Very exciting World Series, 3-game series there, and Tennessee took the last 2. It was very exciting. But we're here on June 3rd, and baseball's full swing. We're starting to get as I like to say, we're in the dog days of baseball. July gets a little slow, but baseball's a long season. We've had some, we got some teams who are still top 5 power rankings. I looked at some teams still holding strong. They, according to MLB, MLB.com, they still have the Phillies at number 1, and with the best record in baseball as well. But they're just the Phillies. They started hot, and they're still hot. The Yankees down 2-0. That's unbelievable. It's just ever since we got Garrett Cole back, it's gone down to the shitter almost, which is not something you think. Phillies, hot 56-29, best record in baseball, and they're doing it without Harper, Schwarber, and Realmuto right now. Speaks highly of the other guys getting it done. You got Alex Baum, who's swinging a hell of a bat. Baum's batting 297. This is a guy who was another high draft pick out of college, out of Southern Miss. And he's swinging hell of a bat. You got Bryson Stott, who is another. College baseball is not for everybody. I understand that. It's pretty big in the South. We're seeing some of these. Bryson Stott was another high guy out of college. Another guy, not a high for me. I like on the Phillies. He's not a high profile guy, but when they made the Brandon Marsh trade over the deadline, I think that put him over the top. The guy swings a good, solid bat. He's been 266 right now, but his defense gets it done. That just lengthens the lineup and helps that defense out. And their pitching rotation is nails with, Aaron Nola, who's Nola's 10-2. I mean, Nola's 9-4. Ranger Suarez 10-2. Zach Wheeler is 9-4. So that's a solid 1-2-3 right now, barring something happens. It's a long, long season. That's one of the, the way it looks right now. That's one of the scariest rotations if once October comes. So I mean, the Phillies are looking good. I say good. They're looking great right now with the best record in baseball. They got the Orioles at 2, where the Orioles are starting to play solid. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees again at 54-31, and a game. They got them up a game up right now on the Yankees, even though the Yankees are 2 games down in the loss column. So that will all play out by the end of the season. You're still getting. I mean, Gunnar Henderson, who just got 65% of the All-Star votes just right now, they're doing it, is one of the best players in baseball. And another young guy who, I think he was number 67 in the draft, fell in the second round. So I'm sure a lot of teams are kicking themselves in the butt for, missing on this guy. Talk about a hell of a draft when you got your number 1 overall pick is Adley Rutschman, who's easily already one of the best catchers in baseball, and then your number 2 is Gunnar Henderson in that same draft. So that makes their scouting department look really good. And then you're getting the Orioles pitching staff. I don't think they got a good 1-2-3, but right now they're 1-2 with that offseason acquisition of Corbin Burns, who's looking like a frontline guy, who's got 9-3 with the 2.28 ERA and 99 strikeouts. He's looking like a frontline, number 1. And then you're getting Grayson Rodriguez, who was a guy who was up and down last year. They got sent down for some time to the minor leagues, came back up and was solid when he came back up, is now looking like another front of the line rotation guy that you can count on once October comes. 10-3 on the year with the 3.45 ERA and 97 Ks. So that's another arm they have. Will they add an arm? Will they add an arm at the trade deadline, which we're about a little under 30 days from the trade deadline? Orioles have won also 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. So they're starting to look good. And also it's scary because the Orioles have all this, they have the new ownership and they have a lot of young players on the books. So they have we'll see if this new ownership has some money to spend. Maybe they ship off some prospects that they can afford because they do have a deep system, and add a player, add a pitcher or two, maybe a bullpen piece, maybe a closer, could use a closer. The guy from Miami's with the Marlins is a hot closer name that we could see on the market, and a lot of the guys on the Marlins are on that trade market. Jazz Chisholm and Josh Bell obviously being one or two. Obviously, we've seen the Marlins already make a move. So we'll see what they add at the deadline. I mean, they're obviously buyers. We'll see how this new ownership navigates the trade deadline. Are they going all in? I think the Corbin Burns trade in the offseason kind of proved that they're all in and they're buying on this youth movement. So I could see them making a big move. They're also getting, you know, another guy who came up, Heston Kjerstad, who's starting to, just got his second call up, got sent down, called back up. He's starting to swing a nice bat. Another college piece. I'm sorry about harping on. I'm a college guy. I apologize. But it's as a Yankee fan, it's not fun because the Orioles are going to be good for the near future for a while until contracts start coming up, and they got to start paying some of these young players. They got the Dodgers at 3. The Dodgers, or it's the Dodgers that are just absolutely stacked and not slowing down. Obviously the Dodgers lost Yamamoto, who's down, isn't back yet, but they're 53-33, and Shohei Ohtani's looking like he is the front runner for NL MVP at 320, batting 320 with 27 home runs, 64 RBIs. So it's with Shohei, it's my question with Shohei is if this year he's swinging it so good with the bat, is he going to keep on wanting to pitch? I mean, this guy is a impact batter, and he's having one of the best offensive years we've seen. Is he gonna want to start swinging, start pitching again, or just focus on hitting, get a little time at first base, get him on defense? Because as we're seeing right now, he's a game changer, and we're not even talking about one of the best players in baseball on that Dodgers lineup, which is Mookie Betts, which is scary. Who's batting 304 with a 405 on base percentage. So and it always, I'm a diehard Yankees fan, and I said it when the guy was with the Red Sox. He's the best player in baseball. He's the most exciting player in baseball. He's the face of baseball. This guy just does it the right way. Just from the little things of he hits a ground ball to shortstop, and he's given a hard 90. So this is Mookie. It pains me because I'm not a Dodgers fan either, and I'm from Southern California, but I grew up not cheering for any California teams. But the guy's the best player in baseball, and the Dodgers. You got Will Smith, who's obviously one of the best catchers in baseball, and then you go to the side of the pitching side, where they're getting Tyler Glasnow, who's Glasnow is 8-5, started off hot, slowed down a little bit, but this was a guy with the Rays who was touted as he could be one of the better pitchers in baseball. Got injured, couldn't really extend, and now he's starting to extend. Now, and Yamamoto's been hurt, who started looking like he was going to deserve that contract and living up to it, which is always tough being a guy coming from Japan. Is he going to have a little, slow down because they do have that 6-man rotation they use in Japan as opposed to our 5-man here in the MLB? but he started picking it up. And too bad he got hurt. But they're also getting it from Gavin Stone, who's another guy who's got 9 wins. Who is hey, this is a spot guy. Maybe he'll get be the 4-5. We got some injuries. Kershaw's not back. Kershaw will be back maybe mid-August is what I've been hearing. So we'll see when. That's just add you just add to the riches they already have, and you're adding. You got James Paxton, who's another guy who's had solid success, a little bit of success in Seattle, not as much with the Yankees, couldn't stay on the field. Had a little with the Red Sox, they signed that guy, and that's another good arm that you can use. He can give you some solid innings in October, probably out of the bullpen. So I mean, might as give the Dodgers the West. Unfortunately, it pains me to say, might as well. Already 8.5 games up, so it's tough. They got Cleveland, who for me they got MLB.com's got Cleveland at 4, which for me, Cleveland is one of the biggest surprises in my opinion in baseball, because they don't do any. For me, Cleveland doesn't have any flashy players besides Jose Ramirez. There's no big marketable names, and Jose Ramirez, I love the player. Is he a huge top 10 player? No, but they keep on finding a way to win. With 53-30, they're 6 games up in the Central. You're getting Jose Ramirez, who's only batting .276 with 23 home runs. I couldn't name. I might be able. I mean, I might be able to name 5 guys on that, off the top of my head without looking at the roster in their starting lineup. Stephen Kwan's another guy, but that's because I'm a college guy, so I know him from his time with Oregon State. And I mean, for me, when Shane Bieber went down, I kind of wrote him off, and I'll take it and say I was, as of now, I'm wrong. And you're getting, was it Tanner Beebe, 7-2, Logan Allen 8-4. They did send down Tristan McKenzie, who was another guy that they did send him down to the minor leagues. So we'll see. But as it is now, the Indians are looking solid as one of the best records in the AL behind the Yankees and the Orioles. So we shall see if they can hold strong. The Central is pretty deep with the Twins. We'll see what the Twins, Brooks Lee does. They just got Royce Lewis back, and they're starting to get some players back. They're only 6 games back. It's second right now. In Kansas City, who's another one who has a lot of good young players. Who Bobby Witt just got another, got an all-star vote. So is one of the better young players in baseball. One of the MLB.com's got the Yankees at 5 now. I 100% disagree with that. The way we're looking, the Yankees are looking right now is not good. We got one positive. Garrett Cole's last start was positive. It was a positive start where he went 6 innings. He went 5 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 run. So that was a positive note off that. But they're not besides Aaron Judge, you're not seeing it. Hitting wise is not seeing it as much. Aaron Judge is still swinging a really hot bat right now. He's from the time when Rob was on the show, and we did mention Judge struggling. Ever since he heard us talking about that, and now he's been swinging a super hot bat, 321, 32 home runs, 83 RBIs, and a 440 on base percentage. Also, the betting favorite right now for AL MVP, I think it's minus 280. So you're not making much money off of betting Judge to win the MVP in the AL. Same thing with Shohei, who was like minus 230. I just saw, but it's not looking good for my Yankees right now. Hopefully, it's a midseason slump. Cole is the one positive that he finally had a good third start, but Heel's starting to struggle a little bit, and that could be him pitching as many innings. He's thrown 89 innings. It's starting to catch up. This is the most innings he's ever thrown in his career. Even though he is 26. So maybe that is a factor for him starting to slow down a little bit. It also could be, these hitters are starting to get tape on the guy. So that could be it too. They know what he's coming with, and that definitely, if we see that could be a reason that we they're starting to know what he throws. There's tape on him. The hitting coaches are working with their guys, say this is what he likes to throw. This is what the amount of stats we have in baseball now. It's insane. So they're going to be like, hey, on 1 and 2, he likes to go, up and in, or up and out type of thing. So these guys, the amount of information that these guys have is astronomical. That you probably don't need to bang on trash cans, but to do it, and you still have that information. But it's not looking good. Rodon, who was looking good, hasn't had his last couple starts, hasn't been that great. Stroman, he had a good start and lost last time, but did throw out some good innings, which is good. Cortez, who unfortunately Nestor Cortez is starting to get beat up, and I don't know what happens when Clark Schmidt comes back. That maybe they move him to the bullpen, make him a bullpen piece. He is a little nifty guy, doesn't throw super hard, but down 2-0 right now, which playing the Reds, which makes me very happy. But I'm trying to stay positive. It is only July 3rd. So we'll chalk it up to a midseason slump. Maybe it was the guy who I've been trashing since, day one with the Yankees is, Giancarlo Stanton went down. The Yankees haven't been playing that good. Maybe it's him. Maybe I jumped on that train a little too hard. But this is New York. If you don't perform in New York, you're going to get trashed. Just ask Alex Rodriguez. I mean, I'm for me, it's I think it's the Orioles AL East to win. We'll see what happens. The Yankees can't really get over that hump. I think it's the Phillies to win right now, especially in the NL East. Especially with Strider going down for a little bit. I even was talking to a buddy who he runs one of the podcasts here on the network with me. We talk college football, and I'm like, oh, Skeens is throwing, but a tough game. He's throwing against the Braves, and he's like, oh, Braves haven't looked this good. I'm like, they're 8 games. The Braves 8 games out of first place at the time. But they're still at the time they're 10 games over 500. So you're 8 games out and 10. So they're not Braves right now, which is insane. 46 and 37, 9 games out of first place, which just goes to show how good the NL East has been, with the Mets starting to pick it up, play a little hotter, with the Mets 1 game above 500, which that is another interesting one because the Mets were struggling struggling out of the gate, and there was a lot of talk about, players, Pete Alonso getting shipped, some high-profile players on the deadline, maybe try to recoup a little money, get a little something back. Steve Cohen go at it next year. But now they're starting to play hot. Rob, your Red Sox are, actually, playing better than what he expected. If Rob's listening, only a half game out of the wild card, but 6 games over 500 at 45-39. So I mean, I for me, I think for in my opinion, I even though I'm a diehard Yankees fan, I think we got clear. For me, I think it's a clear top 3 teams in baseball. With I think the Phillies and Dodgers will battle it out all year for that number 1 seed in the NL, and then with the pains me to say with the Orioles, I think the Orioles will win the AL East, and I think they're one of the better teams in baseball, and I think they're the best team in the AL right now. We'll see what happens with the Orioles. Maybe they get a little injury. Not wishing injuries on any players, even though they're in my same division. I don't wish that. I love watching baseball, even though I'm a Yankees fan. I love watching. I'm just a baseball nut. I love watching baseball. And on July 3rd, I think baseball's looking good. We got some players that, new players are starting to come up. We got some rookies who are, starting to make an immediate impact. I think it's great. I love it. And we got, for me, there's a lot of, as you see, there's a lot of parity. Is even though we got the AL East, the Orioles, I think it's their division. The Yankees are right there. In the AL Central, we got 3 teams who could win. NL West, a little different, but you only got the Mariners up 3 games. They're 47-40 with the Astros, who I'll take the L. So we kind of jumped on maybe writing off the Astros. They're proving us wrong. Maybe you got a lot of good veteran players who've been around for a long time. Jose Altuve, another guy who got another All-Star vote. You got a lot of parity in the NL East with the Phillies, and then the Braves, who are one of the better teams in baseball, 9 games out. The Mets are right there. A lot in the AL Central with the Brewers, who are another team I kind of wrote off at the beginning of the year. With the Corbin Burns trade, but they're standing strong at 51-35, 6 up. And NL West, I think the NL West was given to the Dodgers the minute they signed Shohei Ohtani, a guy only year 1, not even through 1 year, but he's living up to that contract. So, but on paper, you gave him the NL West, and I think it's theirs. I don't see anybody competing, even though you have the defending NL champs in that division with the Diamondbacks. When you got the Padres 3 back, but a lot of parity in baseball, I think, and a lot of good young players. I think this is great for the game, and I'm really excited. June 3rd, we'll have some baseball tomorrow on July 4th, which is, one of the best, some of the best baseball you can watch just on, so patriotic. I love it. And, if you can go out and watch some baseball on July 4th, if you can, you go to if you can get to a ballpark, you get some tickets, watch the game, do it, watch on TV. I suggest watch some baseball, some fireworks, can't beat it. There's no, baseball is America's pastime. So that's all I got. Go watch some baseball on July 4th. I'm Russ Morgan. This is On Deck. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a great night.